Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome back if you are not new. Do you hear that? Firstly, apologizing again for the background noise. The construction guys are on site in the bathroom, drilling away, putting up plasterboard, etc. And it kind of fits into this video because today I'm going to be talking about everything to do with a project before it goes live and like the steps that you need to take. So yeah. Before I go any further into this video, I want to give a shout out to GDS brand, aka Vintage Dorisa, aka Clarissa. She released her t-shirts, her classic tees in different colours, and I got mine in beige. You know, I love me some beige, so I had to pick this up, and congratulations girl. Yeah, I will leave all the information in the description box below where you can purchase your tees. Go and support a black business today. Sorry for the background noise, can't help that. We're going to keep pushing through because this video is important and I think it has a lot of key tips and facts that will help you if you ever want to do a design project, or you know, if you just want to know a bit more about the behind the scenes of an interior designer and have a bit more appreciation for what we do, because honestly we're not all cushions, curtains and colours. So your first step is when you'll meet with your client and you'll have a consultation with them, and they'll tell you their needs and their wants for the project. You'll find out how many rooms it is, for example. You find out the space. You'll also find out the size, because you're going to go there and also survey the site. So when you have a consultation with a client, you know, this is a great time for you to listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you really do want to listen to their needs and get a feel. And when I approach my clients, I always have a questionnaire that I give them before I even go to the consultation, so that I'm able to really solidify what they do and do not want. And then from this initial consultation, you will take pictures. You know, you could even go there with a large piece of A3 paper so you can sketch out the room, for example, and take measurements. I always have my laser with me when I go to consultations so I can measure up, because nobody's got time for tape measures nowadays. Like, no thanks, not here for it. And during this consultation, you know, you will give your brief ideas. You never want to be too solid with plans or etc. You don't want to say something and then have to go back. You never really talk about money at this stage, because you could say, okay, the project, for example, is going to cost £100, but then in reality it will cost 1,000, and the client is like, hold on, well, I only have a budget for 100. I mean, not gonna lie, if a client only has budget for 100, how are you gonna get paid? Let's be serious. Okay, so then once you've got your pictures and your site survey and your measurements and you've drawn up your floor plan, you've just got an empty shell in whatever software you like to use. So like I use AutoCAD, you can use Vectorworks, Revit, Rhino. Can you draw in Rhino? I think Rhino is more for like 3D actually. That's very architectural. You could do it in Home by Me, which is a free software where you can do 3D renderings. I digress. So once I've got that, and then I'll go onto Pinterest or mainly other interior blogs and other websites where I got a lot of inspiration from. Good ones to use are Architectural Digest. I really enjoyed that. You can also have Design Boom, you've got Design, Yellow Trace. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, those are some of the websites I like to go on for inspiration. And then I get precedent images of the overall space. So precedent basically means inspiration images. It's never anything concrete at this stage. I'll focus on colors, materials, how you want to feel in the space, your requirements, etc. And I'll go back to my client with a spatial plan as well. So then I'll start playing around with the floor plan and start putting in just general, like a general table here, there, a bed, desk, you know, just general furniture pieces that they might need. I'm able to explore different like spatial arrangements, that's what we call it right now at this very early stage. And I'll go back to my client and, you know, we'll converse back and forth and we'll liaise with, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and I'll make changes, and then I'll get sign off on the conceptual stage. And this is called like the conceptual design, because you're literally just designing the space very loosely, very freely. And one thing to remember is to not be so attached. Don't be so attached to the design. Don't spend too, like, of course make sure that it's done correctly, but don't be so attached like, oh my god, I love this one, because the chances are it's gonna change. It's nothing personal against you. I'm sure they love your work, that's why they hired you, but it's nothing personal. So don't be too upset when they're like, I want to change this, I want to change that. Get used to it, honey. Okay, so then once you've had sign off from your conceptual design, you're then going to go forward with a phase called the conceptual development. So you're developing on the concept stage 2. Right. In this stage, this is when you're actually going to start being specific in your floor plan. You're going to maybe do some elevations if you need to. You're going to actually put in the correct furnitures that you're thinking about using. You're going to be more specific with everything. So, you know, you might have to now draw up technical drawings for contractors. You might have to create 3D renders for the client if that's what they would like, so that they can see the space a lot more. And this is when you'll create mood boards that are quite specific to how the space is going to look, so that they can have a feel for the materials, for the colors, the textures, finishes. So anything like you're designing a bathroom, for example, the fixtures would be like I was going to say basin mixer, like maybe just be normal, the taps or the shower mixer, aka the shower taps, and those type of things. You know, you're gonna look at tiles, etc. And this is when you're gonna start collating all this information together, and you're gonna start contacting suppliers, contacting craftsmen, contacting your contractors, scheduling times for when you can, you know, when the site will eventually go live for not installation. Whoa, that is so far ahead. You're going to start looking at when your contractors can come on site to start the work. And again, once you have got all this information together with your client, you'll go back and forth. You literally, once you never go forward to the next stage of the project without going back and forth with your client. And what's important in this conceptual stage is that you have to be very organized. I like to have an FF&E schedule, and this stands for furnishings, fixings and equipment. And in here, this is where I will put like all my furniture, wherever I'm getting it from, all the finishes, etc. Have pictures of it, have who it's from, have I bought it yet, has it been paid for, have I only got half of the invoice paid for, etc. Like, you gotta be meticulous, okay? You have to be very organized, and you have to keep on top of everything, because it's a lot of organization. You're basically being a project manager for the whole project. So you're not only designing it, you're also making sure that deliveries are on time. You're checking lead times with things that you're ordering. You have to make sure things are in stock. Yeah, access to the site, for example. So yeah, you do have to be on top of your game, I'm not gonna lie, or you're gonna get a real wake up to reality if you just don't do everything by the book. That's as simple as it is. In your design development, this is also a great time to lean on the research that you should have been doing in the conceptual stage. So for example, if I was designing a house and this person lived in Notting Hill, maybe, and they had a dog and they like going for walks and they like running, for example, I would look at who their favorite runners are, for example, and then maybe pick colors from their uniforms, etc., and bring that into the scheme of if they've got a home gym, or, you know, take inspiration from the nearby parks and use that texture in maybe like a light fixing. You could do a pendant light, for example. Or if they don't have such a big budget, you look at different furniture suppliers who would have things in those similar colors. So, you know, you're drawing on people's stories, you're drawing on their lives, you're drawing on what they like and how they want to feel inside of this space. So that's why I love interior design, because you're drawing on these people's lives and their stories, and every project is different. Not one project is the same. It's totally unique. It can be so bespoke, or it can be off the shelf. You know, it's like painting but real life. Does that maybe sound weird? I don't know. You are creating a story when you create these people's spaces, whether they're working here or they're living here. You're making a difference and enhancing how they do their daily, day-to-day tasks. So it's an important task, because I feel like everybody should have the privilege to feel comfortable in their space, whether they only have a budget of 1k or they have a budget of 100k. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. I claim it in Jesus' name. That 100k project, hello, Otella Studios right here, baby. And I don't even know if this has another name, to be very honest. I'm still just going to call it conceptual development or pre-construction, making that up. You need to have your orders in place, and this is going to take some liaising with your client. You've gone back and forth and you said, okay, I do like this cushion, I don't like this cushion, I do like this sofa, I don't like this sofa, I do like this, don't like that, okay, cool, whatever, everything's signed off. Budget, money for go buy the things. Yeah, so they're going to give you money which is already agreed, so they're basically just going to give you the next installment so that you can, on their behalf, with your trade discount, come book Otella Studios, I'll get you a discount. And then we just get ordering. So it's really amazing if your client has accessibility to the site so that you can have everything delivered there. Otherwise you're going to have to maybe get like a storage unit where everything can be delivered and just be held before the project starts. You don't really want to long out this process. The more prepared you are, the better. And also if you have things ordered a lot earlier, you won't be so disappointed, because so much of the time suppliers will tell you, oh, okay, yeah, we'll have it ready in 4 weeks, and then you get a call like, oh, sorry, we've had a problem with our manufacturer, it's not going to be ready for another 4, and you're thinking, what the bloody hell, I'm supposed to be installing in like a week or like the next day. So it's really good to just be prepared, and also ask your suppliers their lead times, which is how long is something going to take, is it in stock, for example. These are things that you'll learn on the go. Right, so the next stage now is construction, and the guys have come in, they're doing their thing, and you're not really involved too much in this process. I mean, you'll go to site, you'll check on it, you'll tell your client how it's going. If you need to be there a couple times, cool, whatever, they're getting on with it. Pretty easy, pretty laid back. This is a time when you could even start looking for new clients, for example. When a project is in construction, this is when I really like to work with new clients and like start pushing promotion, etc., because I know that when installation comes, I'm only going to be on site for a couple days, and then hello, I need another job to come in, right? Okay, so I digress. So during construction is when you really want all of your furnitures, your lighting, your tiles for the floor, for the wall, everything, your paint. That's when you want things to start being delivered, because you know that you're going to have your builders on site and they can collect the products and just have it there waiting, and there you go, you don't have to pay for any storage units. So top tip right there. Right, okay, installation. This is a very fun time, but it's also very stressful. It'd be so rewarding, but it's going to be long. Like, just get ready, be well hydrated, have snacks with you. You may not be able to pop out for lunch. Honestly, it's grueling, but it's so worth it, because you're seeing all your hard work come together. When you start with installation, you're going to want to have movers, because you yourself are not going to be able to move like a double bed, a king bed, whatever, up flights of stairs, However, this house, this building, this office, whatever, has just been newly renovated, nice fresh walls. You have to be so careful. I hope you get nice movers, because you don't want anything to get scratched. You want to make sure that you've got access to the building without much trouble. So for example, if you're installing inside of an apartment, you need to ask the concierge before you go, so that you can go in the service lift, for example, and it will be padded up and you can put all the furniture in there and go up in the service lift. That was such a long explanation. I don't even know why I went into that much detail, and I hope I'm making sense. I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just trying to get all this information out to you, because I think it's important for you guys to know. It's not all diamonds and roses. And so as the designer, it is your responsibility to be assertive over the movers. You are in charge. It doesn't matter if you're a young ting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be working with hardback men who won't really want to listen to you, and you need to tell them, no, this is going here, this is going there, okay? Like, because your client has spent thousands of pounds on this and they're expecting it to come out perfect. So anyhow it goes tits up, I was going to swear. Anyhow it goes tits up, you are to blame. And it's just not worth it. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is installation. It usually takes about 2 days, and it will start from anywhere from like 8:30 in the morning and go on till sometimes like 9:30, 10. The latest I've ever been on a site at night is like 10:30. Yeah, 10:30, because the client was flying in from China the next day and we just had it finished. So I was there like going around making beds until God knows how long, just making sure that everything was just spot on. Okie dokie, your installation is done, looking muy bueno, looking absolutely gorgeous. You're proud of yourself. You're like, oh, this hard work paid off, baby. We did it. We succeeded, because girls do succeed. So when it comes to handover, you will kind of be on hand still for your client whenever they need you, for like the next 6 months, for example, for up to a year. Depends really on how long you want to be able to help them for. If they have any snagging, etc., you'll be the point of call for them. So just bear that in mind. After installation, it's really good to go back to your tradespeople that you're working with and your contractors and get feedback from them on how you liaised with them and how you worked well together and how you cultivated relationships, so that you can then also have those testimonials to go forward and promote. So yeah, that's pretty much all of it before a project, during a project, and afterwards. Yeah, interior design is really like 90% organization and 10% design and creativity. Just wanted you to know that if you thought it was all colors and rainbows. It's not. You have to be very organized. You have to be people lovers. Yeah, you have to have your head screwed on, mate, because otherwise things are just gonna go missing. Things are gonna be a mess. And I'm gonna end the video right here because I'm gonna be late for my nail appointment. So if you love this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure that you turn on my post notifications so that you know when I post, and that YouTube will push it to more people so that they can see more amazing content from myself. Quick plug. And also, if you ever need an interior designer, you can find my information down below. My company is called Otella Studios. Otella is my middle name. And yes, I will see you in my next video. Hope you loved it. Subscribe if you want to, or don't, or whatever. If you don't want to be here, don't be here, okay? It's not by force. It's really not by force. Why do I always say that? But no, it's true though. Like, I'm not gonna beg it. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe, innit? See you in my next one.